Fred MacMurray, born Frederick Martin MacMurray on August 30th, 1908 in Cana, Illinois, grew up in Beaver Dam, Wisconsin, in a humble household that instilled in him a strong work ethic and a deep sense of humility. His early love for music, particularly playing the saxophone, led him to study at Carroll College in Waukesha on a music scholarship. Initially, MacMurray thought he might pursue a career in music, but fate had other plans. He began working in vaudeville, which honed his stage presence and gave him comfort in front of crowds, a skill that would later serve him well in his acting career. By the early 1930s, MacMurray had signed with Paramount Pictures, and his career took off. His breakthrough role came in 1935 in The Gilded Lily, and his star continued to rise in both comedic and dramatic roles. From comedic roles to dramatic depths. Throughout the 1930s and 1940s, Fred MacMurray built a successful career in Hollywood with a series of popular films, including Alice Adams, 1935, Hands Across the Table, 1935, and True Confession, 1937. He quickly became known for his easygoing charm and affable everyman quality, making him a favorite of audiences and directors alike. But MacMurray wasn't content with being typecast in light comedic roles. In 1944, he took a dramatic turn in Billy Wilder's Double Indemnity, portraying Walter Neff, an insurance salesman involved in a murder plot. His nuanced performance stunned audiences and demonstrated his dramatic range, proving he was more than just a comedic actor. This role is still considered one of his finest, showcasing his depth as an actor and marking a pivotal moment in his career. The iconic father figure in My Three Sons. In the 1950s and 1960s, Fred MacMurray found success in family-oriented films, particularly those produced by Walt Disney Studios. He starred in beloved films such as The Shaggy Dog, 1959, The Absent-Minded Professor, 1961, and Son of Flubber, 1963, which allowed him to showcase his gift for physical comedy and lovable characters. However, his most iconic role came in 1960 when he was cast as Steve Douglas, the widowed father of three boys in the sitcom My Three Sons. The show ran for 12 seasons, and MacMurray's portrayal of a wise, patient, and loving father resonated deeply with American families. His role as Steve Douglas became a cultural touchstone, offering viewers a stable and comforting image of fatherhood during a time of societal change. A private life amidst Hollywood fame. Behind his successful career, Fred MacMurray valued his privacy and family life above all else. MacMurray married twice, with his first wife, Lillian "Lily" Lamont, whom he married in 1936. The couple adopted two children, Susan and Robert, and maintained a relatively private and grounded life far from the Hollywood spotlight. MacMurray also enjoyed ranch life, raising cattle and cultivating crops at his MacMurray Ranch in Northern California. The couple's idyllic family life was disrupted in 1953, when Lily passed away after a prolonged illness. MacMurray withdrew from the public eye to mourn and care for his young children. Despite the heartbreak, MacMurray eventually found love again with actress June Haver, whom he married in 1954. They shared a peaceful life, raising twin daughters, Kate and Lori, while keeping their family out of the public eye. Fred MacMurray's business savvy and investments. Though MacMurray is best known for his acting, he was also a savvy businessman with a keen eye for investments. In the 1940s, when many actors struggled to secure their futures, MacMurray made smart financial decisions that ensured his long-term security. He invested in MacMurray Ranch, a sprawling 1,750-acre estate in Northern California, where he cultivated crops and raised livestock. The ranch was a self-sustaining property that allowed MacMurray to indulge in his love for nature and agriculture. Beyond farming, MacMurray also made shrewd investments in real estate, purchasing the Bryson Apartment Hotel in Los Angeles in 1944, as well as co-owning several other properties. His approach to managing his wealth, focused on careful planning and frugality, allowed him to amass considerable financial security, ensuring that he could live comfortably throughout his life. The difficult final years and health struggles. Fred MacMurray's later years were marked by serious health struggles, particularly his battle with throat cancer. As a heavy smoker, MacMurray's health was affected by years of tobacco use, leading to a diagnosis of cancer in the late 1970s. He underwent difficult treatments, but the cancer recurred in 1987, necessitating further medical intervention. In addition to cancer, MacMurray faced a severe stroke in 1988, which left him partially paralyzed and impaired his speech. Despite these setbacks, MacMurray showed remarkable resilience in his recovery, regaining much of his mobility and speech through extensive therapy. Sadly, MacMurray also battled leukemia for more than a decade, which weakened his health further. After a long and courageous fight against multiple illnesses, Fred MacMurray passed away on November 5, 1991 due to pneumonia. His death marked the end of an era in Hollywood, leaving behind a legacy of memorable films and television performances. The final goodbye, a surprising guest at the funeral. Fred MacMurray's funeral was a quiet, respectful affair attended by family, friends, and colleagues who had known and loved him over the years. However, one unexpected figure at the funeral caught the attention of those in attendance: Tommy Kirk. Kirk's presence was surprising to many, as his career had been severely affected by his sexuality, and few people in Hollywood had supported him after his fall from grace. Kirk had been a beloved star at Disney in the late 1950s and early 1960s, often co-starring with MacMurray in films like The Shaggy Dog. After being fired from Disney for being gay, Kirk's career and personal life spiraled downward, and he withdrew from the public eye. Despite the public rejection, MacMurray had always been kind and professional with Kirk, offering him the dignity and respect that many others in Hollywood had denied him. Tommy Kirk's gesture of respect, Kirk's decision to attend MacMurray's funeral, was a poignant and quiet act of respect for the man who had shown him kindness during a turbulent period in his life. While MacMurray never publicly spoke about Kirk's firing or the mistreatment he faced, it was clear to those who knew them that MacMurray had always been a loyal friend. Kirk himself later spoke about how MacMurray's support during their time together on set had left a lasting impact on him. At the funeral, Kirk stood at the back, not seeking attention, just quietly bidding farewell to someone who had been one of the rare figures in Hollywood to treat him with human decency. His presence was a reminder of the real, personal connections that can exist behind the glitzy facade of Hollywood. MacMurray's quiet legacy and lasting impact. Fred MacMurray's legacy is one of professionalism, kindness, and loyalty. Though his roles as the quintessential father figure in My Three Sons and his work in Disney films cemented his place in Hollywood history, it is his quiet humanity that truly stands out. His support of Tommy Kirk during a difficult time in the actor's life reflects the values that MacMurray held dear, values that went beyond the public image and glitz of the silver screen. MacMurray's life and career serve as a reminder of the importance of compassion and the impact that one person's kindness can have on another's life. Despite his fame, MacMurray never lost sight of what truly mattered: family, loyalty, and the simple pleasures of life away from the spotlight.